What's going on, guys? My name is Eldenero and welcome to episode 84 of my Leicester City career mode. We're starting this episode off with a game at the Signal Iduna Park where we're playing in the Champions League, which is a competition where we are currently without a victory and we've played terribly in our first two games. So where better to come than the home ground of Borussia fucking Dortmund to try and turn our luck around in Europe. This is like a game that we kind of... I went in with the mentality of that we have to absolutely win it, but I kind of thought as well, if we get them back to the King Power Stadium and beat them there and beat Celtic and beat Lisbon, that'll be 9 points and then we'd have 10 points, and I don't think you can fail to get through to the second round with 10 points unless you're like desperately unlucky, but I don't even know if it's actually possible. And as a lot of you guys know, I can't actually count at all. Like, I'm terrible at maths, so I'm not even going to attempt to figure it out, but I'm sure that some wizard in the comment section can do it. But as you saw, we had a chance through Emre Can in the 8th minute as his shot went just wide, and Bender had a shot that went over in the 12th minute. Then we came forward 12 minutes later with Origi picking the ball up as he runs away from Marco Reus and manages to get a shot off on the goalkeeper, which was saved. It's actually Hugo Lloris they have in goal, and they've got Daniel Sturridge up front, so they do like buying from the Premier League in this save. Borussia Dortmund do. It's really weird imagining Dortmund with Sturridge up front, but what are you going to do? That's just the way it is. But we went into a counter-attack in the 42nd minute with Hector Villalba picking the ball up and running at Socrates, and he does really well to get around him and uses great technique with the outside of his right foot, but the goalkeeper Lloris just watched it go wide harmlessly. And then just before half time, Daniel Sturridge got a shot on goal which Jack Butland fumbled, but thankfully did clutch it at the second time of asking. And then Dortmund came forward in the 52nd minute with Sturridge and Subotic of all people bombing down the or straight up the middle of the park to join the attack, and Sturridge did a really good job on the right hand side to keep this move alive as he crosses it in towards nobody essentially, but Schmelzer does retrieve it on the left hand side of the pitch, and he has a look up inside the box where he sees the run of Bender, who does well to keep it, and then he plays it into Reus, who finds Subotic, who finds himself in an unbelievably advanced position to give Dortmund the lead with a really nice strike. We came forward 2 minutes later after conceding the goal with Koyate playing the ball into Mike Canalete, who does net the equaliser for us on the hour mark, and after that moment Borussia Dortmund shut up shop in a way that I've never actually seen a team do before. Like, I know, like, one of the things that I complain about, and I complain about a lot of things about this game, but one of them is when the opposition passes the ball around a lot, and Dortmund just did that around their defence and I couldn't put enough pressure on. And here's a look at the league table. We are without a win, but like I say, I think if we get 3 wins from our remaining 3 games, that would leave us on 11 points, and I think we definitely go through, but we just have to go all out. But one thing I wanted to say actually, and I don't know how accurate this is because I don't really know a lot about it, but there was a patch with FIFA like a week ago or something like that, and ever since then I have not actually played as well as I usually do, and you saw that from the loss at Celtic Park, the game against Sporting. Like, we've played pretty badly since then, but I don't know if that's a coincidence, like, because the patch might have dealt only with online gameplay or something like that. I'm not too sure, but I'm finding it really difficult to pass the ball when I'm moving forward, like, more centrally, and I find that Hector Villalba just is not involved in the play anymore. I find that he tends to hug the wings a lot more no matter what I do, no matter how many central runs I tell him to make, and when I tell him to stay central he doesn't seem to want to do it. And I was just wondering, have you guys experienced anything odd since the patch, or is it just me, and like maybe it's a change of tactics or something like that? Like, maybe the patch didn't have anything to do with it and I'm just looking for reasons. But we're playing against Liverpool next in the league, and they visit us at the King Power Stadium with Luis Alberto scoring for them after just 7 minutes, which was pretty unfortunate for us, I suppose. Liverpool actually went to the King Power Stadium last night for me, 2 nights ago for you, and Leicester played pretty well in that game. I actually watched it and they started off really well. Obviously they scored thanks to a kind of, well, could you even blame Mignolet for it? Probably not. But like, they played really well. They went at Liverpool in the second half and then the game just got away from them, but it was a pretty good showing. It's a shame that Leicester are doing as badly as they are in real life, because they actually started this season just so well, and I was really excited to see. I love it when teams that come up start doing really well like that, and especially when they're Leicester because I like Leicester. But in the 45th minute of this game, former Leicester player Wilfried Zaha gets into the box and he manages to score for Liverpool. Thankfully for us, the linesman had his flag up, and I was actually fuming fuming at that point, because Liverpool had only had one shot in the entire game, and it was their goal, and had they got their second goal from their second shot, it would have been just too much for me to take, and I would have thrown my controller in the bin. But in the 56th minute, James Ward-Prowse manages to score an incredible goal thanks to an incredible error from an incredibly average goalkeeper, I think. Like, Mignolet is good, actually. Like, that's unfair to call him average, but I just don't think he's good enough for Liverpool. Like, I don't know, he just seems like, I don't know, every single modern goalkeeper, the summary of them is, yeah, he's a good shot stopper, but he's terrible at everything else, and I don't know, whatever. But the ball goes over Mignolet's head, he refuses to even jump for it, and I tell you, if that was Butland or Schmeichel who did that, they'd be sold in the next transfer window. Like, I just would not be having that. Liverpool had a shot in the 67th minute that went way over from Luis Alberto, and I think that was actually a cross. But Lallana had a good shot in the 78th minute. Obviously, he scored in the game at the King Power Stadium the other night. Then we came forward with 8 minutes to go in the game with Sam Byram on the ball, managing to run the whole way across the face of the box. And he plays it to Jonathan Williams, who finds Villalba, who does really well with the chance, but shoots it into the side net. I meant he did really well to create the chance. He did not do very well with the chance at all. And in fact, Hector Villalba's dwindling form could just be a good reason as to why our form has dropped, because he just has not played well, and it's really starting to get me now, because of the hat-trick, like the missing hat-trick at West Brom. I thought that was the moment where he was going to turn his form around, and he just hasn't done that. And our next game is at Old Trafford, and I looked at this lineup, the United lineup, and I was like, those fullbacks are going to be easy to get at. I'm going to have to go straight down the wings in this game to get anything from United. As you can see, Villalba doesn't start, and I think it might be the first game since he joined the club that he doesn't actually start, which is pretty startling in itself. This is in the Capital One Cup, for anyone wondering. This is the second round of that tournament, and within 2 minutes we were on the attack, with Tom Ince doing really well to take the ball down the right hand side of the pitch, and he gets around Keane inside the box, passing it into an unmarked Danny Ings, who taps it into the back of the net and puts us 1-0 up within the opening 3 minutes of the game, which is awesome. I love it when things like that happen, and I wasn't expecting anything against Man United because they are such a good team, and we played a slightly weaker team than usual, and we didn't have Villalba. But United came forward immediately after, and a really good strike from Juan Mata had to be punched away by Butland. But again, we came down that right hand side just 2 minutes later with Tom Ince once more on the ball as he takes on Rojo and gets around him really well before shooting and finding the back of the net with his shot, thanks to a little bit of an error from Ruffier in goal. Which fucking serves him right for not playing David De Gea. Like, the dude must be the best goalkeeper in the league, and they just have never ever started David De Gea against Leicester. In this entire series since it started, I have no evidence to suggest that David De Gea has even played a game of football. They've gone with Lindegaard instead, and in this instance they've gone with Ruffier, who they spent like fucking £24 million on just to keep David De Gea out of the squad, which I for one am infuriated about. Does that even make sense? Did I just make any, I don't know, but United did pull a goal back, and then 2 minutes later they came forward again with Wayne Rooney finding the back of the net as they managed to get an equaliser in the game. What? I'm so incoherent today. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Wayne Rooney scored. I was annoyed about that, but this actually, I kind of just got a deja vu. I think that's actually happened to us before. I think we came to Old Trafford before, went 2-0 up, and then conceded another 2 from United, and in a short space of time. Like, that seems really familiar. Does anyone like know everything about every video that I upload? Could you tell me if that actually happened? Because I'm pretty sure it did. But in the 45th minute, Benzia comes through, and he manages to miss an absolutely glorious chance to put us back into the lead, and that annoyed me as well, because I thought Benzia would be a lot better than he is, in all honesty, and I'm starting to see why Man City sold him for the low fee that they did. But on the hour mark, Wayne Rooney put his chance just wide, and then 8 minutes later, Wayne Rooney came forward once more as he gets round Jenkinson and gets pulled back inside the box according to the referee, who awards a penalty for Man United and offers them the opportunity to complete their comeback within just 70 minutes of the game. And this is a penalty, right, because I've had these decisions go my way before, but if the contact originates there where Jenkinson pulls his jersey outside the box and it stops as soon as it's in the box, is it really a penalty? Javier Hernandez steps up from the spot, goes straight down the middle, and Jack Butland just holds it and says, like, yeah, so what? And then we came forward in the 86th minute with Jeffrey Schlupp trying to take the ball around Keane, but he went down injured as a result of that challenge, and he subsequently was... what did he end up getting? A bruised elbow, so he's going to miss 8 days. But we had to bring on Maicon Leite, and that was annoying because Schlupp is obviously one of those energetic super sub game changing type players, as is Maicon Leite. But in order to bring Leite on, we had to sacrifice Schlupp, and that means 2 substitutes are getting used in the same substitution. And I could have explained that in such a fucking better way. I don't know what's wrong with me today. But in the 97th minute, Man United scored through Javier Hernandez once more, and it was a result of Jack Butland's distribution being poor, by which I mean it was as a result of me being a fucking idiot and trying to throw the ball out like I always do. And like, it cost me so many goals per season, but I still do it every single time because I just like to attempt to hold on to possession a little bit more than belting the ball upfield. But Gomez's shot in the 108th minute was tipped away by the goalkeeper, and then we got a corner kick which was cleared by the United defence, but Stones heads it on to Baraghi, and look at this for a strike from the Italian fullback, and a great save from the keeper as well, who was spotted off his line at the time. And then we had one more chance in the game with 2 minutes to go as Baraghi gets forward and sees his shot saved, and then it was cleared before it could even go out for a corner. That's how the game ended, a 3-2 victory for Man United. I'm very disappointed that we didn't hold on to the 2-0 lead that we had, because I think we did a great job to actually get it in the first place, given how we didn't have Villalba in the team. And look at how many shots we had in the game as well, 17, 13 of which were on target. But you know, I really just couldn't give a flying fuck to a rolling donut about this tournament, the Capital One Cup. I just don't care about it at all. So we'll try again in the FA Cup and see if that will make the board happy. But other than that, that's the end of this episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like. I'm sorry for the incoherent commentary. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I've been El Dinero. Fuck this.